Hi. Hello. Hi. Oh, this camera is weird. Also, my face is weird. It's post-game show. 122-104 is your final. My camera is being much like the Kings tonight. Really goofy. How are you? I'm Dave. Welcome in. Not a lot to say. What do you want? I want my camera to work first off. Sorry, guys. Hold on. Are you good? Be good. Let's take a look at some of these numbers here. I'm about as stoked about this as you guys are. Yeah, 122-104 is your final. You know, Nick should be doing this post game. Nick's the Boston guy. Because the Kings got waxed. It looked interesting. It looked interesting for a minute. Let me see if I can find a quarter by quarter here. Game charts. I don't care about that. We had a 6-point lead. That's neat. we got him in points in the paint, second chance points, and fast break points. Here's your problem right here. Number one, 25% from behind the arc. That just sucks. We out rebounded them. We didn't outsist them. They assist them. They have more steals. They had 8 less turnovers. That's a thing. This camera is really, really going to bother me. Sorry, guys. It just keeps flipping up there. It was bad. It was bad on all levels. I was with you guys. That second quarter looked great. It looked like there might be something there. By the way, shout out to all the what did I say? I tweeted something like, wow, if you'd have told me in the first quarter that, or half hour ago when the Kings were down, like whatever it was, 18. I said, wow, if you'd have told me that the Kings would take the lead at some point, I'd have told you to keep drinking. Shout out to the ones that are like, well, what do you say now? Like, people's need to dunk on other people is just, it's so frustrating. Like, are you a Kings fan or are you a dunk fan? Like, dude, it sucks. Did Sam Hauser? Okay, there we go. Sam Hauser had 9 points. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, shockingly, are good. No, you're gonna get a lot better. You're gonna get a lot better breakdown from the pros, not me. This is where I don't mind doing the post game after wins. Obviously, who doesn't? I don't like doing the post game after tough losses. This is just a better team. There's not much to analyze here. Boston's better. Could the Kings have played better? Yes, they could have. Yes, they could have. They're a great team. They won the Eastern Conference last year. They have the best record in the NBA. They're really, really good. And the Kings are, I'm not going to make any excuses for the Kings. They're on the road, Thanksgiving, missing their fan, whatever. I get it. It's whatever. The bottom line is they got beat by a better team. They got beat by a better team. Do you think this team is going to go 75-7? This team is probably either a play-in or barely playoff team. They're probably, when it's all said and done, they're probably right around a 500 or slightly better than 500 team. 7-game win streaks aside, this wasn't going to last forever. I thought KZ Okpala had some really good minutes in that run there. He played 20 minutes tonight. He gave you 7 points and 4 boards, got a steal and a block in there. I thought he really, really, I was very impressed with his minutes today. Domantas Sabonis, 18, 10, and 6, like clockwork there. And, I'm getting a lot of questions about Keegan Murray. I hear you. It's a tough call for Mike Brown. 22 minutes tonight. He was 1 of 8, 1 of 6 from behind the arc. He had 10 boards, and I appreciate him trying to make a difference where, other than scoring when the scoring isn't happening. Listen, if Keegan Murray hadn't started the year just so consistent and efficient, then I would be worried. There's obviously something going on emotionally with him, and I said this on the show the other day. I wouldn't I wouldn't have minded Mike Brown saying, "Hey, man, why don't you, while we're on this road trip, why don't you head home for the rest of the road trip, be with your family?" Because obviously there's something wrong with him. Keegan Murray did not just forget to play basketball over the course of a couple of weeks, and defenses. I give them credit. The NBA shares things like scouting videos, but Keegan Murray's game isn't really one that you can. He doesn't have this glaring weakness that you can point out and shut down. There's obviously something wrong with him. He's getting open looks and he's missing them, and those looks were all falling at the beginning of the year. So I don't blame. Well, I mean, I don't blame him. Of course, you blame him, but I mean, I understand what's obviously there's stuff going on. There's obviously stuff going on, and it's not working out for him. So I hear you on that. I'm not ready to call Malik. I'm looking at Malik Monk. I'm not ready to call Keegan Murray a bust or say he's not good. Or that's dumb. He's obviously dealing with some family stuff, and it's hitting him pretty hard. Something's going on because he just does not look right. Kevin Huerter had his toughest game as a King, 2 of 10. Stuff was not falling for him. He had 7 points. De'Aaron Fox is 6 of 17. Not a good. They just didn't shoot well. You know, they didn't shoot well, and that showed. Listen, you shoot 41.4% and 25% from beyond the arc. You're not going to beat the Celtics, and even if you do better than that, you're probably not going to beat the Celtics. So you lick your wounds and you come home. You lick your wounds, and you come home. Tell you what. I see that the people here in the chat and in the on the post game is not the numbers normally that we see. I get it. I do. So for those of you that are here, I'm going to give you a quick. I want to check. I want to try something out here. So I'm going to give you guys just a little something, just a little taste of something I'm working on here. And it's because you got in here when other people didn't. Okay, just a little something. Okay.
The casino wasn't the Maloof's only hot property. Once the league's lovable losers, the Kings were suddenly a legitimate NBA force. After years of mediocrity, Sacramento
get good for the first time in 15 years. They had all these personalities: C-Web, Flade, White Chocolate.
Back then, seeing some of the best basketball Earth has seen.
They've got 4-on-3. Right wing fake Christie. Touch pass. Peja behind the back of Weber. There's the play of the year.
Were you guys able to hear that? I'm just curious. Curious if you're able to hear that. Told you I'm working on something for you. I thought we could use a smile tonight. Since my camera's not working. So, anyways, the Kings are going to come back home. Yeah. Well, guess what, kids? You take on the Suns. You take on the Suns. Oh, look at my Knowles up 14 on the I'm missing the Florida game. I can promise you right now this is going to be a truncated post-game show because I need to get back to that game. Kings come back home. They take on the Suns. Guess what? Doesn't get any easier. You lighten up a tiny bit after that, but it ain't easy. Let's take a quick look before we go here at the schedule. What we're looking at. All right, here we go. You got Phoenix on Monday, and then Wednesday. Look out! Tyrese Haliburton comes home. Tyrese Haliburton's coming home. That's going to be a fun game. against a surprisingly good team, just like Sacramento. By the way, the Kings are 10-8. Let's not all, start punching each other in the face here. And then you go down to LA, you take on the Clippers. If Kawhi's not playing, maybe. And then Chicago, they're a good team. Milwaukee, Cleveland, on the road, good teams. New York, we never played great at Madison Square. Philly, great team. Toronto, great team. And then you open up a little bit with Detroit, Charlotte, the Lakers, Washington, Denver. You get 2 home back-to-backs versus Denver, and then Utah. Look at this right here. Starting December 19th, you get a 6-game homestand. Now, look, it's a slaughterhouse in the West. You're not going to get too many. You're not going to get too many breaks in the schedule. But if we're being honest here, let's just go by games they're going to be favored in. Let's see. That would be 10-9, 11-9, 11-10. Let's give them this one. 12-10. 12-11, 12-12, 12-13, 12-14, 12-15. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a 5-game losing streak. They'll steal one of those. Then you go to Detroit. That's no gimme. It should be a gimme, I know, but weirdly, those Detroit games are always competitive. So listen, if they can just kind of hang around 500 here, I know we're looking way ahead, but again, it's tempered optimism, and this is what you saw what happened tonight when you play a really, really good team. Kings are not there yet, and 10-8. If you'd have told me before the season when they'd be 10-8, at this point, I'd have said, sign me up, pal. Let's see if they've updated the standings yet real quick before we sign off, see how far they've fallen. 8 seed right now. And you got look at you got Dallas and Minnie. Kings have still won 7 of 10. So all right, that's gonna do it. I need to get back to my game. There's your post game, such as it was, such as it is. And tough night for Kevin Herter, tough night for De'Aaron Fox, tough night for Keegan Murray, tough night for the Sacramento Kings, who I'm sure are very happy to be getting on that aeroplane. Very happy to get on that aeroplane and head home. So for everybody, what do you mean for everybody? It's me. I'm signing off, and I'm saying for everybody like I have a production team here at my house. I hope you all had a very good Thanksgiving. And I hope you guys continue to have a wonderful weekend. It's only Friday night, so have a good rest of your weekend. We'll be back on Monday with all your Kings coverage as we look forward to previewing Phoenix and washing the rest of this road trip out. So I will see you later.